Hey, what's up? It's Ben from WODprep, and I am here again with Dr. Jimmy Westover from Back to Movement Denver. In this video, we are going to help you recover from CrossFit Open Workout 20.3, but we're going to do a lot more than that. This workout, the theme of today's video and this subject is 4 tips that will help you get ready to crush 20.4. So if you're looking to get your best score possible in the next open workout and recover from CrossFit Open Workout 20.3, this is the video for you. Also, if you are a CrossFit Masters athlete and want to get some special coaching from us, or if you just want free stuff from WODprep, stick around to the end. We have a couple cool announcements for you, but we're gonna dig right into it. We're gonna keep this one short, sweet, and simple. So the first tip that we wanna share, again, we're giving you 4 tips. Tip number 1 is how exactly to recover from CrossFit Open 20.3. If you're watching this video, that means you've already done the Open Workout 20.3. You've smoked your lower back, your hamstrings, your glutes are on fire. Jimmy, we have 2 drills that we want them to do. What is the first one?
Yeah, so 2 super simple drills. The first one is gonna be our little wall crunch. So where we lay on our back, feet up against the wall, and we're holding that wall crunch. That is one of the best ways to calm down the muscles on our back, which are gonna be tired from this workout.
It's funny, for the last 2 times we've suggested this drill because we've had tired lower backs. All of a sudden now we've taken it up a notch. Your lower backs are going to be way more on fire than they ever have been probably all year, thanks to this workout, because it's all deadlifts and it's really heavy.
Yeah, this workout is next level low back fatiguing.
All right, so let's review. What do we do? Again, this is gonna be our wall.
So all you're gonna do is you're gonna be going up against the wall. Feet are gonna go up, real simple. Legs are at 90 degrees. Nothing crazy here. A little bit of pressure into the wall. Hands come together, just like that. And then we come up, just like that, into that crunch. Holding it for 3 sets for as long as you can. And the important factor is we want to make sure we breathe here, okay? So just like Ben's doing, nice and simple. Awesome.
Oh, feels good. And why does this work? Really quick, like I can literally feel just from doing demos earlier today, my lower back is on fire. Why is this helping the lower back release and feel good?
Absolutely. So this is helping the low back release because what we're doing is we're working the opposite muscle group. So as we do deadlifts, as we do all of that, even as we do handstand push-ups, these muscles are very engaged along our back. So we want to make sure that we work the muscles on the opposite side so that it literally tells the brain to relax these guys.
Perfect. I love it. And I can, like, just literally holding that for a couple seconds, I can already feel a little bit of pressure coming off that lower back, which is great because I did a Dave Castro deadlift. If you haven't watched that video, make sure you go check it out. The Dave Castro deadlift has left me fried. So what's the next movement?
So the next movement is really simple. This is gonna help loosen up those hamstrings and also the low back all at the same time. So what we're gonna be doing here, Ben, is we're gonna be walking down to our toes and then we're gonna be walking it out. So kind of doing an inchworm style. Then once we get into this position, we're gonna drop our hips down, right? Letting that low back kind of sway, and we take a nice big breath out, and then we walk the feet back up. Now, I highly suggest as you guys start these, start really mellow. If you can't get all the way down to your toes without your hamstrings screaming at you, bend your knees a little bit, right? Get the hands there, walk out. Same thing goes with this extension. If the first couple times you can't drop your hips like Ben is all the way to the ground, start less, then build up over time.
Be a lazy inchworm if you need to. I love these inchworms because we're not doing a push-up. It's a great lazy inchworm.
Exactly, right? Your shoulders are already smoked from the handstand push-ups. There's no need to do more. So we want to save that low back and get it to relax a little bit.
Okay, so these are 2 drills. Obviously, I'd walk for, I don't know, how long?
About 20 feet. Okay, nothing crazy.
Maybe the handstand walk length, since obviously I know every one of you made it to the handstand walks or maybe the bear crawls. That's how far you go. You can do it a couple times, maybe 3 rounds, work back and forth between those wall crunches and these lazy inchworms and just loosen up the lower back. That's gonna help you recover from 20.3. That is point number 1. Point number 2, it's time to loosen up our shoulders to prepare for the inevitable. When I say the inevitable, there are a few movements that we know for sure will be showing up in the next 2 CrossFit Open workouts. So we have 20.4, 20.5. We know there's going to be some chest to bar pull-ups probably. We know there's going to be some form of muscle up in there, whether that's ring or bar. We know there's going to be some wall balls, and there's probably going to be another barbell of some sort of Olympic lift. But in order to loosen up our shoulders, you had 2 drills that we want you to do before 20.4 is even announced. So at some point this week, while we're recovering from 20.3, getting ready and priming our systems for 20.4, what is the drills you want us to do?
So the first drill is going to be using a kettlebell. It's a drill called the arm bar. So we're going to go over to the kettlebell and we're going to show you guys that right now. So we go over and we're going to start with the kettlebell and we're going to be laying on our back, looking at Ben's sick guns here.
Not doing an arm pump, that's fine.
So what we want to start in is we'll start in this arm just for all of you guys' sake. So Ben's going to have it here and it's going to kind of look like a Turkish get up to start. So arm's going to be nice and straight. We're going to bend that same knee. Then from there, we're going to take this hand, we're going to bring it up as a pillow, just like that. And now we're going to roll ourselves over as we keep this pressed up into the air. We bring that leg and we roll it over just like that. Bring the hand here. Perfect. And then we want to make sure that we roll our shoulder out like this, okay? This exercise looks really simple on camera, but what we want to do here is we want to be pressing that arm up and rotating that shoulder out and not letting those ribs flare. What this is doing is it's helping balance all of the muscles of the shoulder so that when we're in that hanging position, right, we don't get that pinchy pain here in the front of the shoulder, which I hear a lot of people complain about when it comes to bar work. So this exercise is relatively relaxing. All you got to do is hang out here and press to the ceiling. Hanging out here for about 30 seconds. All right, now we'll go on to our second exercise. So we just roll down nice and safe, and then we lower the kettlebell down to our chest.
Make sure I know how to do it on the other side. So I'm pressing up. All right, I take the same leg, I'm bending it.
Yep.
And then I'm taking this arm and I'm going straight overhead.
Perfect, yep, because it's gonna become your little pillow.
And then walk me through what I do next. I'm basically just rotating over.
Yep, roll the body over, bring the leg over as like a little kickstand.
Okay.
Perfect, and then you can extend it out.
Got it.
Yep.
So basically I'm just trying to stabilize, like this weight is pushing my arm directly into the socket.
100%, and the other important factor that we wanna make sure of.
I'm externally rotating.
Yeah, the shoulder's gonna wanna rotate in, and it's also gonna wanna come up towards your ear. We wanna make sure that that stays away and that we press here.
Got it, and I can feel like now that my shoulders are stacked, or my shoulder is stacked, I can kind of feel it like, I don't know, it feels weird, but it also feels good.
Yeah, and you guys will feel the muscles of the back of your shoulder kind of twitching, right? If you don't, then the weight's probably too light or your shoulders rolled in. I would highly advise start with a really light weight on this. It looks super easy, but I promise you.
Oh, I get the pillow. I understand why you said it's a pillow now. I can just relax my head. This is great.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So they're holding that for about 30 seconds each side?
About 30 seconds each side. And again, flow through it a couple times.
All right, next movement
is gonna be.
This is one of my favorites, by the way. Let's do it facing this way.
Yep. So one partner is gonna jump up on the rig. Other partner is gonna have a hand right in between their shoulder blades, and they're gonna press them forward, and then they're gonna hold.
Nice. This is the greatest stretch, and I'm not doing anything.
Then you can relax back down.
Shake it out, maybe.
And then we can go back up. Good. And another wonderful thing that you can do is you can combine these two, right? So you go from a stretch to more of an activation, back to a stretch, then back to an activation. That will really help set these shoulders up for the inevitable bar movements that are to come.
Fantastic. All right, so that was point number 2. Hey everyone, Coach Ben.
Coach Jimmy here.
Coach Jimmy here, just reminding you to have fun in the open. If you didn't make it to this 315-pound barbell, then we're suggesting that you load that sucker up and you hop on this thing and try doing whatever we're doing right now, which is, I think it's log rolling. Clearly Jimmy's the champion, so let me shake him off really quick. Anyway, if you think Jimmy is a much better log roller than I am, then hit the subscribe button. If you want to see more WODprep content, hit the subscribe button. If you think I'm a total failure at life, hit the thumbs down button. If you like puppies or young animals, hit the thumbs up button. And ultimately, we just want to remind you to have fun during the CrossFit Opens. So point number 3, it is time to make sure that your hands are ready to go. So hand care is something that I preach about a lot, and I actually have a full YouTube video called The Ultimate Guide to CrossFit Hand Care. If you haven't watched that, make sure you go watch it, because I'm very proud of it, and I want you to watch it because I spent a lot of time making that video. It's a good video, and it really teaches you how to take care of your hands so that you don't rip. The last thing you want is to hop up on this bar for maybe 20.4 or 20.5 and you rip a giant hole in your hands. That's going to ruin any chances you have of redoing a workout. It's probably going to keep you outside of the gym for a week or so because you can't pick anything up. Bottom line is we have to take care of our hands. So go watch that video, and that's really all there is to it. I share all the dirty details, literally the dirty details of how to shave your calluses in that video, and it's well worth the watch. So after taking care of your hands, and you have to do that at some point this week before 20.4 is announced. I promise you, don't wait until they announce chest to bar pull-ups and bar muscle ups in the workout, because by then you're probably already too late. You need to make sure you shave them earlier, take care of your hands early. Point number 4, the last point, and this kind of has to do with point number 3, is it's time to practice all of the movements that we know are coming. So everybody asked me for like 20.1 and 20.2, Ben, what do you expect it to be? What are your predictions? I have no freaking clue. But now, after 3 open workouts, we have a pretty good idea what's coming next. So now I can say with confidence that there's a few movements that we know are coming up. Coach Jimmy, I already mentioned them. What are they? What are the movements that we know are probably coming down the pipeline?
So we know we got something on the bar, chest to bar muscle ups, maybe even some ring muscle ups, but we also got rowing in there and everybody's favorite movement, the wall ball, right? You can't forget about the wall ball. Is it guaranteed to show up? No, but if it shows up and you haven't practiced it in a long time, guess what?
Out of those, 5 movements we just talked about, I guarantee 3 of them are going to show up, okay?
And another really important one that might just sneak in there that's everybody's kryptonite is overhead squats.
Yes, of course, overhead squats. We can't forget those. It could be a full squat snatch. It could be overhead squats. We don't really know, but we do know that this probably isn't the last we've seen of the barbell. There's probably going to be some sort of Olympic lift. I know we touched on that a little bit earlier in 20.1, but maybe there's going to be something else. But the bottom line is, with chest to bar, bar muscle ups, ring muscle ups, wall balls, all still on the way, what we are suggesting you do, your homework for this week, and hopefully the programming that you follow has some logic to it, but your homework for this week is to pepper in each one of those movements that we just talked about. And what I mean by pepper it in means perform the movements to the exact standard that you will probably likely see in the CrossFit Open. So for the wall balls, make sure you're practicing this week. Do at least a few sets of wall balls to the exact weight, to the exact height that you're going to be doing in the Open. Or, spoiler alert, what I like to do is I like to exceed the CrossFit Open standard. So for me, if I know that I'm going to be throwing a 20-pound wall ball to 10 feet, I will try a 25-pound wall ball, or I'll try a 20-pounder to 12 feet. Basically, make the standard slightly more difficult. For chest to bar pull-ups, perhaps you can practice with a little bit of a weight vest or something like that, or maybe try your bar muscle ups in a different way that makes it slightly harder. Just take it up a notch, practice to the standards or exceed the standards of the CrossFit Open, and then when inevitably those workouts and those movements show up in 20.4 and 20.5, you will be ready to rock. So remember, there are 4 things that you need to do to get ready for 20.4 and beyond. Number 1, we need to recover from 20.3, loosen up that lower back. Number 2, we need to open up our shoulders and prep our shoulders for the inevitable shoulder work to come. Number 3, we have to make sure that we take care of our hands. There shouldn't be calluses that are primed to rip. You need to get rid of them so that your hands are fresh and ready to rock. And then number 4, you need to be peppering in, I think that's the quote that I use, you need to be doing the movements that we still have yet to see. Don't do them at such a high volume that it makes you tired, but do them at enough volume so that you feel comfortable and ready to crush it when they are announced in 20.4 and 20.5. So that's your video for today. If you are a CrossFit Masters athlete, here's what I want you to do. Go click in the description below or look in the first comment. We have a special community here at WODprep where you can become one of WODprep's fittest. This is a shirt that we made specifically for a CrossFit Games athlete that made the Masters division last year. And I just want to show you, we care about the Masters division. We were there recording, the only people recording the actual events in the CrossFit Games for the Masters division, and we decided to actually build an entire community to help serve you, the Masters athlete. So that's all I have to say today. Coach Jimmy, it's been a pleasure, and we will see you again in CrossFit Open 20.4.